Alright, hey there guys, this is SoulDrone and welcome to my Factions Command tutorial. I am going to apologise in advance if you hear a lot of background noise. My computer fan is going insane. The server IP will be in the description if you haven't found the link for this video off of our server. I've noticed recently that there's been a lot of people coming onto my and Elmod's PvP Factions server not knowing how to use Factions system. So I'm going to make this tutorial just to help a few guys out and teach us all the basics and explain some of the theory behind it and how things work. So we're going to start off with how exactly you make a faction. Now on our faction, on our server, factions do not cost in-game money to create. You can create them for free. So you create them by using this command, /f create, and then you'd put the name of your faction here. So you obviously wouldn't have the pointy thingies, but I already have a faction, and my faction is called Anarchy. So the way I did it was Anarchy, and then you press enter, and it would create your faction for you. Now every player has 10 maximum power you can have. When you first log on, you're going to have 10 out of 10 power. Now you check your power by using this /f power, and then player name in here, command. But we'll use me for an example. So /f power SoulDrone. Now as you can see, it has me and then my power on the left and max power on the right. So I currently have 10 out of 10 power. There is no way to increase your max power, and we won't be doing it for you. Now if you die, your power goes down. So I'll show you someone that has died, which is Major Me, who you can see talking to me in the chat. So we'll go Major Me, and he has died a couple of times. So as you can see, he's gone down to 3 out of 10. Now, the thing with claiming land is you can only claim 1 land for every power you have. Alright, so because I have 10 out of 10, I can claim 10 land if it's just me. The more people you invite to your faction, the more land you can claim. The way you invite people to your faction is /f invite and then player name. And that's it. And then it will send them an invitation, and then for them to accept the invitation, they have to write /f join, then your faction name. Alright, so from there, we will continue to go through the how to claim land and stuff. So you'd want to find yourself somewhere you want to build, and find a nice area that you think you can build something that you would like in. Now to claim land, the command is /f claim, and then it will claim the plot you're currently standing in. Now a plot of land is 16 by 16 blocks and goes all the way to the sky and all the way down to bedrock. So anything within that 16 by 16 belongs to your faction. Anybody not in your faction or in another faction, even if they're your ally, cannot do anything in there. Only your faction members and you. So they can't break blocks, they can't access chests, they can't open doors, they can't even flick switches or buttons, I'm pretty sure. It's all yours. However, any chests in there, even though anyone outside the faction can't access them, anybody in your faction land, can access any chest in there. Okay? So you need to be careful of that. And don't be adding randoms to it, otherwise they might rob you, and then just leave. Alright? So that's /f claim. The way you unclaim land is /f unclaim, and it will unclaim the land you're currently standing in. Okay? Now the next thing is we'll do something else before we hit raiding. So next thing would be, I'll show you a couple of little tricks. So /f map will bring up a little map showing you the surrounding area. Now in the top left we have a compass, and whichever direction you're pointing in will be red. So I'm currently looking west. At the bottom of that, you'll see a little trollolol thing and ender kids. Now that's your legend. If you look where all the pluses and forward slashes and backslashes are, that is your legend. Now the yellow pluses are safe zones. That means that's our spawn. But in safe zones, nobody can break blocks, PvP, anything like that. But only admins and ops can create them anyway, so you don't really need to worry about that command. Now, the legends work as, see, the Trollolol legend says it's the backslash. So that would be the one just behind me and to the right. Now the Ender Kids one is the /, which is behind me and to the left. And that's how you can often use that to find good faction bases or faction claimed land. It doesn't tell you where players are though. Next I'm going to show you how to categorize your ally, neutral, enemy, your other factions, like not your other factions but other factions in the game. So /F ally and then faction name. That will ally another faction, so if you meet each other in the wilderness or you're in each other's bases, you can't attack each other at all. I mean, you're allies, you're pretty much friends. You don't want to be part of the same faction, but you don't want to fight each other. You're allies, you can't fight, you can't rob each other, anything like that. There's neutral. Pretty sure that's how you spell it. Neutral faction name. They're all neutral in other factions, so it's pretty much nothing. Everybody starts at neutral, that's just default. You can fight each other in the wilderness, just things like that. Then you get enemy. Now, enemy faction name. So that way, if you guys go into each other's bases, you'll attack each other. The two factions, enemy, pretty much hate each other. You do not get along. You just want to fight and kill each other and steal each other's babies and kill each other's diamonds. Doesn't matter. You guys hate each other. That's how you enemy. Alright? Now the way we make faction rating works, say this is my faction, Anarchy, and this is Elmod's faction, Spartans. Just for an example. We have 9 plots of land claimed each. So the way, if I wanted to raid Elmod's, this is how I'd do it. I need to check how much power he has and how many faction members he has. You do that by /F show, and this will show all the details about his faction. And then his faction name, which is Spartans. As you can see, it'll come up with him, his description, the joining thing, invitation required, is just the default, so it's always like that. It has his amount of land claimed, his current power, and his max power. So he has 3 people in his factions. His max power is 30. A couple of them have clearly died a bit, so he has 11 at the moment, but he has 8 land claimed. Just for this tutorial, we're going to say he has 9. And as you can see, he's enemy to me, which is Anarchy. So if he has 11 power and he has 8 claimed land, if I want to steal his land, I have to drop his current power to a lower number to his currently claimed land. So in order to take 1 of his land, I would have to drop his power to 7. And I do that by killing his members. Now let's say I'm killing his members in his land. His members will respawn straight at his faction home. To set your faction home, it's /F set home. And then from then on, anyone, like if you're out anywhere, you can type /F home and you'll appear wherever you set that home. Okay? So whenever you die, you'll appear back at your faction home rather than at spawn. Alright? So if his faction home is there and I want to stop his men from respawning, I'd have to claim that one and then claim that one. Once you've claimed where their faction home is, they cannot spawn there anymore. They'll start spawning back at spawn unless they're at regular or higher rank where they can set their own manual homes. Alright? So that's... Why did that happen? That's basically the basics of raiding. When you enter people's lands, you will see they have a small description. To change that, it's /F description and then your desired description in there, alright? And then you just press enter and it's there. Another thing, that's what I was supposed to do. How to give your people custom ranks in your faction. So if you create a faction, you're the only person that can claim, unclaim, and set your faction home. Now, if you want to give your friends or whatever the ability to claim and unclaim as well, claim and unclaim land as well, then you'll need to use /F mod and then the player name you want to upgrade. Alright? Because that'll give him moderator in the faction and then he can do all the commands in your faction. If you want to give your admin leadership to someone else, so your leader, faction leadership, which is admin, faction admin to someone else because you want to leave, you go /F admin player name, and that'll give them the leadership, then you can leave. If you want to leave, it's just /F leave, and you'll leave your faction. If you want to disband your faction, disband, and it will remove your faction. Everybody leaves the faction land's all gone, that's it, the faction's gone. There's, if you want to kick someone from your faction, it's /F kick player name. What else was there? I just don't remember there being something else. Custom titles. You can give your faction members titles, so /F title. Actually, what was it? /F. Let's practice on myself. I'll show you. Title admin. Well, actually, we'll call me owner, so that's what I am. Alright, must be the other way around. /F title SoulDrone owner. See? So /F title player name, and then whatever you want them to have as their title, okay? And that'll come up in front of their name in chat from now on. That should be pretty much the basics of it. So just remember, try not to die, otherwise your faction power will go down and you won't be able to protect your land. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask Elmods and I am SoulDrone, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. So I hope you guys enjoy the server. The server IP will be below in the description. And again, sorry for any background noises. Again, my fan is going insane. Alright, so you guys have a good day and enjoy our server. Hopefully you guys will check it out, subscribe, like, and yeah, just get amongst it and kick some ass. Alright, I'll see you later.